My people, welcome back to another great episode of your favorite U&I Talk Show with Louise UWACU. My people, this week, if you are dating or you want to be dating or you want to be in a relationship, this is definitely the show for you. All right, my people, thank you so much for being here. We're here with Sindy V King. What does the V stand for?
For Venus,
Ooh,
which is love.
wow. Like, is that your parents really gave you that name? You didn't give it to yourself because you went into a relationship and stuff.
Well, you know, as a little small girl, I always tell my parents that I used to be Sailor Moon and I would be Sailor Venus. And so I told them, guess what? You need to change that into a permanent V.
So you actually made them give you the name. Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
At what age?
I was practically at 5 years old, and it's considered as, you know, it's by 6, they were like, okay, she's really wanting to be that V there, having that Venus. And I'm like, yeah, I represent.
Very nice. Does this has to do with the fact that you're also into Vedic stuff and that you know, spiritual things?
So I started working in astrology practically when I was a very young age, and we're talking about like kindergarten, and I always was interested in the stars and the universe and always wonder what's going on out there. So I've been practicing, and I watched Sailor Moon, and that's how I got discovered in that area. And it was so fascinating, and I just started practicing secretly in my undercover as a kid and just got all the books that I could, and just practicing what astrology was. And I came upon Vedic astrology about 7 years ago, and I fell in love with it, and it has saved my life and saved many others.
Very nice. So relationships. Did you have messed up relationships and you're like, okay, enough with this?
Well, let's be honest, who doesn't have a messed up relationship? So as a little girl, you know, I'm considered to be what you call a tomboy or a masculine woman. So I always like masculine sports. So that's an area of, you know, I like doing sparring, martial art, doing Ironman and things like that. I like aggressive sport and kickboxing.
Girl, nobody mess with you, eh?
So I'm practically a tomboy, just growing up, and I just naturally like playing all the sport. And growing up, you know, I didn't realize I rejected the feminine side of myself. I'm actually a natural masculine woman, and I enjoy doing that. You know, everything I have done is actually in the masculine side because that's my natural state. However, as I got older, that's where it affected my relationship because I was attracting what you call Peter Pan. And Peter Pan likes Wendy. And who's Wendy? And Wendy is a mother figure of Peter Pan who never grew up and take on responsibility.
Wow, so you were attracting mama's boys. Okay.
Mama's boy or trouble boy, right? So I was doing things like paying their rent for them. If they file for
The audience just went like, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they file anything close to bankruptcy, I would pay for that. I would save the day. I would pay for all the meals. I would pay for the dates. And I just realized that
You were the man.
I was the man, you know? And I realized I didn't want to be in this energy because it just didn't fit the role for my body type. You know, I was running all day long and running work and job and everything else, and I realized that I didn't want Peter Pan anymore. So I actually had to learn how to be feminine. So I got mentor coaches to finally reverse and have that balance. So I could be masculine everywhere else, at work, during my day, except on my men. I don't tell them how to do it, the way to do it. And I can't bitch and moan, if that's allowed to say.
We may bleep some things, but you said it.
You know, I can't really not allow to critique how he does it. And I have to be passive, patient, and vulnerable. in order to attract what I call my opposite sex, which is more dominant.
Wow.
So he can take the lead.
Wow.
And because I was jumping into the role immediately, where that was my downfall. So that was the biggest lesson learned that I had to learn. And to be quite honestly, if I didn't learn the first lesson, I had to do it a second time and a third time. And that's where Peter Pan kept going with the pattern.
Wow. I would say that you have done an amazing job on yourself, because right now you're looking very feminine, and you are very feminine.
Yes.
So that's like an amazing job on yourself. Like, how many years does it take someone to do that kind of job on themselves?
You know, I couldn't say I did it alone. I'm going to be quite honestly with you, because we are stuck on our own way and our own cycle. And that was the biggest problem. So I actually got a coach and a mentor, and just to help me reverse that. And I didn't say it did happen overnight. It happened over a period of time. And I'm still every day work on that same practice like it's my mantra.
Very, very interesting. So I suppose this is why you became a coach?
Yeah, well, that's one reason. Because I was in the field of forensic accounting, and that's where it's
That's like nothing.
nothing, nearly anything close to that, right? And I was in still a dominant masculine field. And I was interested in the area of divorce, why people got divorced. And I spent the last 7 years figuring out why people got divorced and what was the reason of it. And I found that a lot of people didn't want to get a divorce. They're just going through the motion. They got stuck on their situation for over years and time, and they realized this is just one way out. They didn't realize there's other option beside counseling.
Wow. Okay, I think we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back on that, because divorce is killing so many people right now. All right, my people. Ain't nobody getting divorced anymore, okay? U&I Talk Show with Louise UWACU. We love you, the authors, the musicians, the comedians, the entrepreneurs, and all other talented and inspiring people. Please contact info@uwacu.com to be a guest on the show. All right, my people, we're back, and we're trying to make sure you have the great relationship that stay forever, because that's like the ideal. So you actually have, I've seen top 10 reasons why relationship fail. We're not gonna go through all the top 10, but I've seen some of the things that you've talked about, such as power struggle.
Yes, let me tell you about the power struggle. The power struggle is very fascinating, and that's wanting to control the person's emotion and actually get them to a certain place so they can do the things that they think they should do for them. So it's a form of manipulation as well. And so where we need to pull back is really ask our partner what do they need and what they don't want. So what do you want and what you don't want? And it's more important as a female, as a feminine energy, to worry about what you don't want versus what you want. Because when you want something, that's negotiable. Non-negotiable is an experience that you don't want to experience. So the power of boundaries and saying no to something is very powerful. And if you're getting new to your partner and you're just getting to date with them, or learning about boundaries, I think you have to give them a 3-strike chance, because they're trying to learn how to turn that on or turn it off. So they're trying to get used to that. Oh, you didn't like me saying that to you? Oh, okay. I'll try not to do that to you. But they do it again, and they're like, oh, I didn't catch that. I made a mistake. And by the third time, they're like, oh yeah, this is my third warning. She's mad. I understand.
But when you kind of like someone, you kind of want them to do things that you want, things that you like.
Yeah.
You kind of want some sort of power on them. Like it kind of feels like if you have no power over somebody, and then you don't love them, or they don't love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, how does one know how much power can I have over this person versus, okay, this is getting to be too much?
Yeah. So that's going back to the boundaries, knowing, being clear what feels comfortable. And if you want to try something unique, that's great. Here's the thing. If you're going to try some new experience with your partner and it's like you want to come on my side, great. Don't create a resentment. I hate the word compromise. It's absolutely a ridiculous word
Yeah, I
because
hate it too. It's like, why do I gotta be compromising?
yeah, it's tolerating. Or when you tolerate, that creates cancer in your body and testosterone and cortisol in your body, and it's something that you shouldn't be tolerating. Either or you accept the offer or you reject the offer. There's nothing in between, because if you're gonna accept it wholly and honestly.
Wow. And then the other thing that I saw among the top 10 reasons that relationships fail is the idea of cheating. So many people get crazy, like, oh, so-and-so cheated, so that the relationship is over. Is that some cultural thing? Like, let's say this is a society which practices or has put in law monogamy. So when you put in law monogamy, then obviously cheating is a big no-no. But in a society that's not monogamous, then what is cheating?
Well, here's the thing about cheating. I think cheating is an experience that a lot of people have downfall in a relationship. It's just like bankruptcy doesn't happen overnight. Cheating didn't happen overnight. It actually was a build up to the point where they go out and did that because their needs weren't met or they weren't heard. And that's, again, going back to knowing your boundary and speaking about it. What's okay, what isn't okay. I like to do monthly checkups. And today, our social society, we have options. Back in the day, it used to be matchmakers or, prenup weddings kind of thing. But now it's not like that anymore because we have options now. And when we see
so many options.
Yeah.
Is that one of the problems, that people have so many options?
Yes, people have way too many options, and I was talking about this recently on one of my YouTube video, and we clearly talk about, because we have so many options, we actually spend more time touching our technology compared to not touching our partner.
Whoa.
Yeah, we touch our phone.
Hold on. We touch our phones more than we touch our special people?
Yeah. It's 150 times in a day that we touch our phone or technology compared to touching our partner.
Oh my goodness. So it may be justified to be jealous of a phone.
Yeah. So the phone is the mistress. Yeah. It could be the mistress, right? And that's where it is. I don't think we are, because our technology is stimulating us at this point in our society, in our century especially, and having access to other people, making that easy connection right away is considered to be an issue today, right? I think it's really important that we spend more time with our partner with our phones off.
Wow, now that is hard.
And monogamy without your phone is an easy thing to do if we didn't actually have all that extra connection. But I think connection is very powerful in every other place, and communication, it just doesn't work in a relationship. And I tell a lot of couples, if you have something very sensitive, I don't recommend you texting it, just because it's going to look like a written contract.
Oh, yeah,
People
because
don't.
text, you can go back and reread it. At least when you say something, you could be like, oh, I didn't say that.
Well, it's that, but and then it's more important about like being present to your partner and not being stimulated. We can scan the text and not think about it, or read it and we're like, well, she's asking me yes or no kind of thing. Then it becomes a contract. And I think that's where a lot of barriers happen in the relationship, is that form of communication.
Wow, okay, we're gonna take a short break and come back and keep talking about this. U&I Talk Show with Louise UWACU. We love you, the authors, the musicians, the comedians, the entrepreneurs, and all other talented and inspiring people. Please contact info@uwacu.com to be a guest on the show. All right, my people, we're back with Sindy Venus.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Well, didn't you want to switch the king part to the queen part? Maybe king is also influencing you in the whole masculine energy.
I gotta show off my masculine some way. I can look all feminine, but the masculine's gotta come out some way, right?
Yeah, definitely. So you are also a writer,
Yes.
and one of your books is called The Ultimate Dating Guide for Executives and High Achievers.
Yes.
So why did you select executives and high achievers? Like broke people, if they have bad relationships, that's on them.
Well, I decided to write to executives and high achiever because I'm one of them. I can relate to them, I can understand them, and because I've been in the accounting field for many years, I work with executives and high achievers. So I understand how they think, and I strongly believe that if you fix the top, it will trigger down how we think and how we create relationship. Because relationship happens everywhere, and it doesn't matter only in relationship in our business, but also in our partner relationship as well. You know, and I been strongly have a belief that if your business is a hot mess, I wouldn't be surprised if your relationship of your romantic partner is a hot mess too.
So executives and high achievers, do we even have times for a relationship? Is that one of the problems?
It can be a problem, but it's also learning about balancing, because a lot of successful executives and high achiever chase success. And they didn't realize without love, there is no success. You're on your own kingdom, and that's it. There's nobody else is standing next to you.
So you need a relationship?
Yeah, I strongly, everybody deserves love, just like everybody deserves a parent, a mom or a dad. Love should be definitely there in everybody's life, and I strongly believe that everyone should have one.
Is there, are you ever able to see someone and be like, oh, that person is definitely in a loving, successful relationship because of the way they are as an executive?
Yeah, I believe so, because when you look at somebody, it's almost they're very open, they're loving, they're kind, and they just have this magnet aura around you. Especially if you're a male executive, you just really opened up and you're really ready to have a conversation with people, and you're positive. That's the big thing. A lot of people dwell on their negatives, or they don't know how to put their negative situation into a positive. That's just the biggest thing a lot of people haven't learned or dealt with in their life, and I think that's something that could be done.
And another thing that you've talked about is the feminism energy, men in girls' bodies.
Yeah.
What is that about?
There's more women with a penis today, and there's more men with vagina today. It just naturally means that a man's soul is very sensitive. What you say to him could actually break him.
A man's soul is very sensitive.
Yes, and a woman's soul is so strong, she can just keep going. She has what you call a masculine soul. But her outside appearance is called a yin energy, which is small and petite, and that's what her framework. But men are more yang body, which is masculine, testosterone based, and they can carry a lot of stuff, but they're just sensitive souls. So if you yell at them, they're gonna start to shriek and their heart's gonna start to break.
Wow. So you're saying like the universe is playing some sort of trick on us?
Yes.
They're going to give you some sort of masculine energy but put you in a female body.
Yeah.
And then you have to learn how to live with that.
How to actually live with 4 people in a relationship.
Oh.
So technically, you are not really monogamy. You are dabbling with 4 different type of personality in one person. Yeah. And everybody's needs are totally different, right? So a man's soul is so sensitive, and that's why yelling at a man is not going to work. It's going to break him down and close off. Women are so strong is because we can actually have so many babies and we can do it again the next day. If you tell that to a man, they're like, hell no, are you crazy, lady? Like, there is no way I'm gonna get that done. Or like if you tell them we're gonna wax all your body hair from head to toe, and you're not gonna cry. There's no painkiller. We're gonna do it raw. But for a woman, you can do that. And she's like, yeah, let's do it again.
Wow, that's so amazing because we're going to talk about it when we come back from a break. But men complaining that women are nagging them, maybe that has to do with what you just said. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're taking a short break, my people. No more nagging men. U&I Talk Show with Louise UWACU. We love you, the authors, the musicians, the comedians, the entrepreneurs, and all other talented and inspiring people. Please contact info@uwacu.com to be a guest on the show. All right, my people, we're back. You just said something that's so profound for so many women.
Yeah.
Because the complaint, men always complaining, oh, woman, she's nagging me. But it means that he's sensitive, but we're not taking into consideration that he's sensitive. We're just going on.
Yeah, and it's just breaking him apart, and it's not healthy. There's definitely a way to do that, and it's a technique that I actually teach my clients, and it's called making an appointment. I have learned that left-handed men are more also feeling-based, and so that means they can feel and think at the same time. So they're more artist-based, they're more musicians, and they can cook. They're more feeling touch-based. So they can think and feel at the same time. So when you are talking to him in the kitchen, he probably could hear you in the other side of the room. But right-handed men, they can't hear you. So before you dump your feelings on him, you make an appointment. It's just common courtesy. And you go, honey, I have something very sensitive to tell you. Is it convenient to talk about it now or later?
Very nice. Okay, because you also talk about communication. I guess when you're communicating like that, there could be no misunderstanding.
There is no, and you're making an appointment about a sensitive topic, so he knows I gotta pay attention, that she's gonna give me the key to making her happy. And every man always wanna know how to make a woman happy. So if you do this, he will register right away what makes her happy.
Very nice, very nice. So what is the change, like when people are working with you, how long does it take before they see the results in their own lives, in their own relationships?
They either or get it or they don't get it. It takes time. And if you're fixated with your own ways, that could be an issue in the long run, but it could happen immediately as well. If you surrender and you really love your partner, you will fully invest yourself into the process.
Very nice. So we're almost to the end. You were in Toronto.
Yes.
And you had to move to Vancouver.
Yes.
Was that because the dating scene in Toronto was boring?
Well, the dating scene in the city is always busy. It's always busy. It's always a lot of fun. Vancouver, I find it's a little bit on a slower pace, and a lot of people complain on the West Coast that they're not finding the one, and it's because I believe it might be the rain, that we're all stuck indoor. And Toronto, we don't have that. We're always buzzing and going about. I think it's more right now is a lot of masculine women out there don't smile at a man, look in their eyes, and smile for 5 seconds. And they find it very intimidating to do that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's give women some tips.
And so I would recommend, if you are single and you're looking for somebody that you want to fall in love with, and especially a healthy man, all you have to do is look in their eyes for 5 whole seconds and smile. It's going to make you feel very vulnerable, but that's what it is, connecting to the soul.
Wow. What is it about smiling?
I'm not quite sure, but I guess a lot of people don't need a smile when you're on your phone, unless you're doing a selfie, right? But smiling gives you so much dopamine in the base, and it's so much healthier, and it actually prevents depression as well. So smiling is so important, just to do it on a regular basis.
And to the young people who want to be in a relationship, what is like the one mistake that young people make when they're getting into a relationship. So if they knew about that while they're young, then they can actually not do that and then grow up as making better decisions for their relationships.
Yes, the biggest mistake a lot of young people do is getting laid too quickly.
Ooh.
You can't build anything under 30 days. And I'm pretty sure you can't build a foundation in 30 days. So every friendship doesn't advance the first laid.
So no sex.
No sex until you consummate the relationship. Find out what she wants and doesn't want. Or find out what he wants and don't want. So some people want monogamy in a relationship, and you're with a guy that who doesn't want monogamy. So you're incompatible. So find out if you have the 3 C's. I call it the 3 C's. So which is the chemistry, compatibility, and communication.
Wow. I think I got it.
Yeah?
Sindy, thank you so much for being here. All right, my people, you got it. C what? Well, I already forgot the first C. C what?
Chemistry.
Okay, yeah. Chemistry, because it sounded like a K. Chemistry, communication.
Compatibility.
Okay, you see, I still need training for great relationships. Thank you.